The innovation in construction is about becoming better at delivering projects, becoming more efficient, becoming more effective about the way we manage processes and do delivery. The thing that's changing today, in like the 21st century, is that the rate of change is picking up. The number of new technologies arriving is very large, and the progress in those technologies in terms of the improvement of their performance is happening across a very broad front, happening very quickly. So that means there's a great deal of potential for disruption.
It's important not to get too bogged down in the question of will we lose a lot of jobs and will new jobs be created? I think the more important thing is the distinction between jobs and tasks. So jobs are made up of individual tasks, and I think the effect of the technology is going to be on individual tasks. Yeah, sure, there'll be some new jobs created, there'll be old jobs lost, but the more pertinent point is the nature of the work that we do transforms a lot, because we'll be doing some tasks will be automated, so we'll be able to do different things within different jobs.
I'm not in the workless future camp. I don't see any evidence for that whatsoever. There's more technology today than we've ever had before. There's more jobs, there's more people working today than we've ever had before. The traditional split between trade skills and professional skills isn't going to go away. And the types of skills that will be required in those two different areas, I think, will change. But in both cases, there's going to be an expectation of higher levels of skill.
What's happening is you're getting a polarisation of jobs, so really high level cognitive tasks, managerial sort of level work or technical work is still pretty safe from automation, and so is a lot of work at the other end of the scale. So everything from most of the trades I think are reasonably safe, because it's very hard for robotics to do that sort of work in unstructured environments. You know, there are things like bricklaying machines being built and stuff like that, which will clearly affect, or pavement laying machines, which will clearly affect employment. But there's still going to be a lot of work for trade specialists in the building and construction industry, I think, because they're unstructured environments, and it's very hard for automation and robotics to work in those sorts of environments.
The upgraded industry is only emerging. The technology that's based on is the stuff that's coming out of the labs now, and it's not clear what sort of training will be appropriate. So it's hard to figure that out. What training does, it provides people with an entry point to an industry. We don't guarantee that someone's going to be a great worker or have a great career. The traditional trade skills and apprenticeship model is fine, and I don't think we should mess with it. In fact, we should build on that, and the big challenge will be to develop add-ons, new skill sets that would be attractive to people that wouldn't want to go to university. So we should still be thinking about how do we have those sort of trade level, certificate, diploma, skill people coming into the industry, but we should be offering them whole new career paths, whole new opportunities.
One of the challenges is about how we educate people. So I think we need to have our education much less focused on technical skills. We still need technical skills, but we're going to need technical skills along with human skills as well. So our education system has to be much more attuned to things like problem solving and empathy and teaching and human relationship skills. Those people sometimes call them soft skills, which is not a great expression, but it gives you the idea, rather than the hard technical skills. So that's one of the big changes that has to happen, because the technology does more of the kind of the non-human robotic stuff, the repetitive stuff that we humans don't need to do anymore, it puts a higher premium on those human skills that machines can't do.
And I think we now need what's often called the lifelong learning approach. Is really going to be about having people open to upgrading their skill sets and staying in touch with changes in the technology so that they can still be employable even as the technological base in the industry moves over time. They don't become stranded with skills that are no longer relevant.
I think the first thing government has to do is to accept that these changes are coming. I think there's a lot of denialism in government. The logic that the technology always creates jobs as well as destroys them has made them a bit complacent. And even if that's true, there's still a transition period that we have to go through. So the people who lose the jobs aren't necessarily the people who get the new jobs, because it's a different skill set, and the new jobs aren't necessarily created as quickly as the old ones are lost. So you have this period of transition.
Yep, we need to have a much better way of trying to demonstrate the diversity of the industry, the roles that are available, and then create entry points for people into those roles that are different from the current training system that we have.